guys, welcome to another video and thanks for tuning in. This one is a little different today. It's something that's been in my house for nearly a year now. It's my wife's soap. It's a Dapper Dragon soap called Strawberry Lemonade. It's dated summer 2014. This was piffed to me in a big soap lot that I won in one of the shave groups. And I gave it to my wife and she claims it's the best shave she's ever had. And she has tried the Dapper Dragon Tallow and claims the vegan is better than anything she's tried, including Barrister and Man. Pretty much all their bases aside from white label she's used. She's used Talbot. And she claims that the post-shave feel on this is just, bar none, the best one that she's used. Let's get going. The brush is plenty loaded up, actually probably overloaded up. Like I said before, this is Strawberry Lemonade, and it says in the ingredients, which I will put up right now, there is a touch of menthol in here. And I can already feel it a little bit, but it's ever so slight. And since this was a summer release, and I don't think they ever do it anymore, but it was a summer release, that makes sense that a Strawberry Lemonade scent would have a bit of menthol in it to lend it some authenticity. Lather's beautiful. I don't know, you probably can't see it because of the lighting problems, but it is shiny on my face and it's thick. And like I said, this container of soap is 3 years old. I don't know if it was even used when I got it, but I reached out to the owner and he told me that the formula has not changed. So if this turns out to be as good as my wife says, I'll definitely be getting another scent. The Dapper Dragon Etsy page only has 3 scents on there. Well, 2 scents. One's unscented, then they have green tea and bergamot, which sounds very good to me, and lavender lizard. We have a sample of lavender lizard in the tallow base, and I'm not a big fan of the scent. It's okay. It's not. I love lavender, but it's just not as it's not my thing. You can kind of smell the soap base underneath it, which is the case with this too. You can smell the soap ingredients through this lemonade, but it's not as displeasing to me like it is my wife, so. She uses it anyway, simply because of the shave it gives. Sometimes she mixes other soaps, I know, to cover the smell up. Coverage is excellent. Using the Fat Handle Tech with a Supermax, had to think about it for a second, a Supermax Platinum blade on its first use, so let's get going. Glide is good. The menthol has really kicked it up a notch, and it's feeling very good. Residual slickness is pretty good. Let's turn that off so I won't waste water. Definitely will need another pass. I'm not sure this blade and razor combo is working all that great. It's leaving a little more behind than I would like, but it is 4 days growth, so there's that to consider. Round 2, cross grain. One thing I do notice, I think the slickness and everything is fine, but it's drying out fast. This is thirsty. You have to keep adding water to it. Because right now, my face is all dried up, and so there's nothing residual there. The residual slickness is fine as long as your face is wet. But if your face is not wet, it's going to dry up. So, be back for the buffing pass and closing thoughts. And this, I thought I'd used a blade in this razor before, the Supermax blade. Man, it's just not, that's the 3rd pass here, and it's just not getting it smooth. I love these blades in pretty much every other razor I have, but it's just not getting it done. This may warrant another video to fully review it. There's still a lot of feedback going on. And most of my shaves these days, and for both videos I did, there was 2 passes with a buffing, like a cleanup pass. I normally don't even do a cleanup pass, but I don't think this is on the soap at all. The glide is plenty fine. It's great. All you gotta do is be mindful of the thirstiness, and you will be absolutely fine. Now my wife shaves in the shower, and so she's constantly got water on her. So she probably does not have this issue. And she bowl lathers, so I face lathered, so keep that in mind. But this, man, the menthol starts out so low, and man, I think this soap is colder than Viking Citron, which I would say is more of a lower mid strength on menthol. I really like that soap a lot. I think I've said that before on here. But I'll go a little bit right here. Wow, this was surprisingly cold, and my wife doesn't like menthol, so I don't know. Maybe her showers are just very hot and she doesn't feel it as much. I tend to be a tepid to cold water shaver these days. About to finish up with some Lucky Tiger. I've already sealed up my face with an alum block, and I have used just ordinary witch hazel. I did get some irritation right here where I've had to go over it so many times, but don't think it's going to hurt me too bad just because of all the stuff I've used and I'm about to use. This stuff is very good for soothing. Very good tonic. I highly recommend it. It can go with anything. But I'm not sure I gave this soap a fair shake by mischoosing my razor blade combo. I think if I had to do it over, I would use my ball intake, which I think is a little more aggressive. It works really well with these Supermax blades. Or I would have probably used an adjustable. So I may do a repeat review of this soap. But at this point, even using a razor that was, having trouble cutting through my 4 days of growth, I still think I got a pretty good shave out of it, and the post shave was fine. It was pretty good. I don't know if it's as good for me as it is for my wife, but this is definitely a respectable and very good vegan soap base. I had fun lathering it. It was easy to lather. It just you have to remember to keep adding water. By the time I got done shaving this part of my face, it was getting a little dry down there, and that's trouble. It's a trouble area for me, so I had to really, add water to the brush and go over it a couple of times. But and as far as the scent goes, it was lower. I don't know if I said this earlier, but it's a lower scented soap. It's more like low medium, and I cannot detect the menthol in it at all until really I start shaving. I don't really smell it in there, and normally. This was one of the coldest soaps I've used, and normally you smell it to no end. I'm thinking maybe the citrus notes, the lemon covered it up very well. So I didn't even notice. I didn't even know that there was menthol in it until I looked at the ingredients. So learned a lot today. Hopefully this doesn't treat me too badly as the day goes on, and I can shave sooner rather than later. But in the meantime, thanks for tuning in, and hope to see you again soon. Later.